Hey everybody, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Had a fantastic week. I want to hear what were your wins for the month of January. Well, what do you mean by that? I'm glad you asked. Here's the thing. This whole gig about improving our lives, doing better, creating wealth, living in abundance, living in prosperity, and I really don't consider myself to be an entrepreneur. I believe entrepreneurs start businesses. I do business, and I do have somewhat of a business. It's basically a private asset management company. We manage my rental properties, do very little work for other people. So that generates some revenue to speak of, so to speak, but the vast majority of it comes in from paying rent. And so the whole thing is that when it has to do with a entrepreneur versus hustler, because I see myself as more what I call an opportunist. I see opportunities and I take them. Sometimes they last one time, sometimes they last a couple years, some fall in between that. I don't know. The thing about it is that I have a goal of acquiring more properties, getting to a point where I've got $30,000 a month coming in, okay? And I really think that I'll have a decent retirement on that. I'm not a very extravagant person. I do like to indulge with food. I do like massages. I ride Harleys, so those can get expensive and everything. But at $30,000 a month, and my primary residence is virtually paid for, and my debt is going down steadily and whatnot, so that much money will be even worth more, so to speak, once I start downshifting, and that's actually already started to happen. I'm at a point right now where I'm working as much or as little as I want, and very much enjoying the time and also spending more time with my mom. She lives about 480 miles away. I'm in Pensacola, Florida. She lives in a little town in North Carolina. And so I spend some time up there. Generally speaking, I try to go at least every 45 days to visit with her. And I really want to get a piece of property up there and put a tiny home or even build a small home on it. But it's either going to have a view of the mountains or it's going to be right on some type of creek, stream, or a river. And that's really what I want to do. So, and I'd spend my summers up there because the humidity where I'm at is absolutely brutal. The other attribute in North Carolina is it has some of the very best roads to be riding a motorcycle on. And so I can definitely see myself doing a lot of that. And her little town where she's at is called Franklin. It's kind of like Key West in the mountains. It's a really cool vibe. Virtually nobody there is from there. And so everybody's just real laid back and they chill, You're not going to Walmart with somebody walking around with their pants hanging down to their knees, dropping the F-bomb at the top of their lungs. Everybody going down the road, they still wave to you and everything. The casino in Cherokee, North Carolina is 40 miles away. Atlanta's 120 miles away. So regardless of what you might need, it's probably within a 2-hour drive. So strategically located, good position and everything, beautiful area. And so, the thing about it is that I really believe an entrepreneur is somebody that starts a business and creates the processes in those businesses for somebody else to be able to come and buy the business. And for that to happen, you've got to have processes in place. And probably the very best example of that, in my opinion, in this world as of right now is McDonald's. McDonald's has a manual on everything. McDonald's has the same people doing their installs on the fixtures on the interior of the store all the time. So therefore what ends up happening is that there's consistency. And the thing about it is like they got a manual that'll say, hey, the fries are here, You pull them out, you stage them right here, you dump them in the basket, you hit the button on the fryer, and then set it for, whatever, 2 minutes, a minute and a half or anything. You take them out, shake them twice, dump them, put the salt on them and everything, scoop them up, flip them around and everything, and, here you go with that. And so the thing about it is that that's really what a business is. A business is an entity that you can sell that will, for the most part, run itself. Now, starting something like that is extremely labor intensive and also capital intensive for the most part, okay? Now, there's a lot of things that you can get out there, start a side hustle and start doing it. I'll give you an example. One of the best things that you could do that virtually costs less than $300 to get started is a gutter cleaning service, okay? You got a lot of people, they don't need to be climbing on a roof, they don't want to go up on the roof themselves and everything, $150, $200, whatever. You get up on the roof, you go around, clean all the gutters, everything that goes on the ground, you clean it up, throw it away in their trash can, you get paid, and you move on, okay? 2-3 hours, boom, you knock a couple of those out, you made $600-800 this weekend, and now you've got some seed money to start investing. You can either do that for a year, save up, put a down payment on a piece of rental property, or you start investing that into some type of mutual fund, dividend paying stock, or something of that nature. The choice is yours, and it's very disheartening. And like this month, I've got 2 people that didn't pay rent as of yet. And so my rent is discounted $400 if they pay the 1st through the 3rd. If not, then they have to pay the full amount, and it's $400 greater than the discounted amount. And the thing about it is that in 22 years of being a landlord, I've never had anybody come to me and show me a receipt and say, the reason I couldn't pay rent on time was because I was buying life-saving medication for somebody. I had to pay for chemo treatment from my uncle. Have a triple bypass done for my father or for my mother. I just haven't seen that yet, okay? And really what it comes down to is having to do with money management. And there's a guy that he's rented a house from me recently, and he had just gotten out of jail, had problems, other people giving him a chance and everything, so we worked something out. And so far it's been good. And he found out who I was, so to speak, and did some research on me and started asking some questions. And he's like, I don't want to live like this any longer. I don't want to keep on being poor. I don't want to keep on having to make these decisions. I want more decisions. I want more freedom. And, I explained to him the golden rule. And the golden rule is the one with the gold makes the rules. And the thing about it is that it took me a very long time to acknowledge that rule even existed. And the thing is that nobody came out right and told me about it. But what I will assure you of what has happened is that when I started paying attention to that, I started making more money. And so what has transpired because of that is that I don't go around worrying if something will happen. Now, there's a lot of people that don't worry about anything, and they got a lot to worry about, okay? And what I mean by that is this. If you rent a house, okay, and you have to think of others besides just yourself, say like you got dogs or, you got kids, maybe you're taking care of a grandparent, or maybe you're taking care of one of your parents, they live with you. Everybody's under that one house, and you're the one that they all go to and expect to, have your finance line. And then boom, all of a sudden, guess what? Something happens, tire blows out on the car, alternator goes bad, AC goes out, something, and now we don't have money to pay rent. A lot of times what ends up happening is somebody of this nature will go and get what we call a payday loan. Bad. Or they will do a title loan on the car if it's paid off. Bad. The problem is that this is not a money solution needed problem. This is a situation, because problems are anything that money can't fix. Keep it in perspective, okay? Extremely important. Keep things in perspective. And so then it becomes a situation is that, you know, you're probably having to do with the lack of management and discipline with your money, because there's going to be something else that's going to come up. And just as I had talked with this young gentleman, I told him, I said, the best thing, bar none, that you can do is this: start hustling and get 10 grand saved and put it in the bank. You know, make sure you can have it in the palm of your hand within 30 minutes, okay? That leaves out virtually all of these Cash App, Zelle, Venmos, and everything. And why on earth are they so attractive for people to use is beyond me. And these are the things that I keep hearing from people. Well, I withdraw $400 and it costs me $4. And so if I get $1,600 out, I just paid $16 in ATM fees, you know, or something to that effect. And I'm thinking, so you're going to charge me to get my money that you've held and been able to make money off of and everything? They're just pure genius, okay? And then some of them are like, well, you can only get 800 a day out. What the fuck do you mean I can only get 800? It's my money. There's 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever it is. That's my money and I need it. Oh, I'm sorry. You can only get 800 a day. Why does this start making sense? I don't know, okay? But I'm trying to remain open-minded. And so far, nobody's given me a really gee whiz bang reason on why to get one of these things and start using it. You know, back in my day, we had PayPal. And so, you know, I told the guy, I said, look, the best thing you can do is get that money, because right now I'm the one with the gold in your life. If I decide to sell this house, guess what? You're going to have to move. And I said, if you don't have enough money that if I come to you and say, hey, you got to be out in 30 days and you don't have enough money to go put a deposit in first month's rent on another place, well, guess what? Your family gets disrupted. The life they know today is going to be upside down. So then you're in a situation where instead of needing, you know, 3,000, maybe you only got 600 in the bank. Well, guess what your options are? A hotel. That's it. That's all you got is to go and live in a hotel. Problem with living in a hotel is this: you'll probably never get out. And we had a huge demand for rental property about 2.5 years ago. A lot of people ended up having to move into hotels and they haven't come back home. Why? Because it is so expensive to live out of a hotel. And then guess what? We as humans are creatures of what? Habit. So now we're in the habit of living at the hotel. So now it has become a way of life. And for you to sit there and fade paying $400 to $600 a week, which then's $24,000 to $3,000 a month, then much less save up another $3,000 for first month's rent and a deposit at a place to be able to move into, there's not a whole lot of people that can do that, nor willing to put forth the effort to be able to get to that point, okay? Because there's a lot of people that get time off, all right? And then there's big chunks in the day that, you know, they got 4 hours here, a couple hours there and everything. Well, guess what? There's Uber, there's DoorDash, there's, you know, delivering groceries for Walmart. There's a lot of things that a person can do where they basically jump in and out and they're not committed, so they have freedom, but they can make extra money, but they choose not to. I haven't met anybody that says, you know what, I would not like $1 million. I would not like the ability to spend $1 million doing whatever it is that I want. I haven't met that person yet. I meet a lot of people that, oh, money's bad and, you know, my life is fine. I really don't need that much and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, I get it, all right. But would you like the opportunity? You know, do you want to go shop at the buy here, pay here car lot because that's all you can afford? Or would you like to be able to shop at the buy here, pay here car lot and the Bentley dealership as well because you want to make that choice? See, that's what the money gives us, is the freedom, because then we have choices available to us, and that's extremely important. So my thing to you is figure out exactly what it is that you want and then start towards that, and make sure that each action you do is going towards the life that you want to create. And if it doesn't have anything to do with that, then don't do it. The most successful people I know are the ones that say no to a lot more than they say yes to. They actually say yes very little during their days, but they say no to a whole lot of things that come their way. Why? Because it diverts their focus. Life is like this. You wake up in the morning, there's 500 squirrels in a trash can, you dump them out on the table, and then you got to figure out which squirrel is the most important. I hope you have a wonderful day.